You there, of your kind, can you help Isis of Jawa? There are troubles from the ghost among the sands. Could you be clearer? I'm having trouble understanding you. The trouble is yours, not of Jawa. We must use a language of trade because you listen complicated to what we say simply. Why wouldn't I understand your true language? What is it that you want, Jawa? Isis, I am leader of the tribe that is mine. You are the same in kind, a leader that stands before your tribe. There are troubles that we have. The giants made of sand, they are horned ghosts that take us away. Giants made of sand, sand people? There's that word again. That is how you know them. Giants are different from us. We being smaller, people of sand are who I mean. So is, what do you want me to do? There has been no help given by asking the great group that digs with machines. I ask that you find us and then bring away from the people of sand, then we will offer a trade with you. Long have we scavenged among you and those that came before. We have things you will like for this service. Tell me about where your people are. Tell me I'm looking for something called a star map. Can you help? These are things I know, yes, from those that came before. The guide to lights far and away, I can tell you. Please first help the tribe of Isis among the people who will trade what we each need. You will tell me after I help you. Why should I believe this? I'll expect payment if I do this, Jawa. I don't like how he keeps on calling him Jawa. A trade can be made of this for that. Isis will see it done. And I had to look up what I was supposed to do on the internet. Otherwise, you would just be wandering around this level in the game. But at the same time, if you look at the map, there are only so many doors that you can walk into and people that you can talk to. It's not as bad as wandering around on Terrace. And then that level also only had so many options. You would have to figure it out eventually. But it still wasn't that good of gameplay. Or, I mean, it was at the time, because these were the good graphics at the time.
Hello to you, prospective purchaser.
I don't have to read what he has to say because he speaks out loud in English.
Droid skilled in both combat and protocol functions. Query: would you be so kind?
Oh yeah, and we used to think HK-47 was really cool, and it's actually kind of an offensive thing that it's a psycho robot. You mentioned battle and protocol. Sell yourself? I don't have time. I'm not familiar with Systech Corporation. Outline your functions.
Refusal. It is not desirable for me to reveal core functions while still in the possession of Yukalaka, prospective purchaser. It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator and cultural analyst, and I am also proficient in personal combat.
I don't know how loud I'm talking compared to the game. I just did the Grand Theft Auto 4 video, and I could barely hear my own voice.
Objection. My functions are wasted here, prospective purchaser. I will answer your queries, but I assure you, I am better utilized elsewhere.
Alright, I'll see about purchasing you.
Statement. The Food Authorian has decided I am to be an expensive purchase. He does this out of greed.
And for me, this game was fun in middle school, and you know, you had just finished learning how to read, and you still need more practice at it. Like, look at words like aggressive, how it has 2 G's.
Statement.
Like, you know what all these words are?
Ill treatment at the hands of this poorly skilled mechanic.
Yeah, scan all of them. Try and read them as he says them. If you're,
should you purchase me,
you know,
please.
still new to reading. What is this? A customer I don't recognize? Perhaps you bring off-world money to Ugalaka. You are lucky to have come at this time. I have one droid ready to go. It's a fine protocol translator. I think it's been modified. It claims to understand the Sand People dialect and also has some armor mounts. Combat ready, perhaps? Let me ask a few questions about HK-47. Say, whoa, how do you know what its name is? You haven't been talking to the droid already, have you? Of course. Let me just say that every function I've tested has performed perfectly, those that I could find anyway. You don't seem to know much about it. Let's go back to my other questions. Anything for a customer, though the droid is all I really have at the moment. Let me ask a few questions. What else do you have in stock? There's the odd part or two, but if you're looking for Kolto, even if I have any, you'll be paying through the nose. Manon has stopped all exports. Show me what you have. Very well, there's not much at the moment, but it's better than nothing. And then this is also like the first time you're looking at credits and the things you can buy. And I'm noticing that this part of the game isn't really very essential. If you look at the things you have to sell, all the stuff you have to sell doesn't really have any value. I'm thinking, oh, I can sell a bunch of this stuff now and get more credits. And it's like, yeah, I've been recovering those mines. I've been recovering them instead of disabling them so that I can sell them. That's something you'd also do in Fallout. And they're not really worth that much money. This is also sort of boring gameplay footage, and look at how you have to scroll on the other side of the screen to see everything that's written down over there. Yeah, well, the clock's ticking, buddy. Oh yeah, that's gonna make a difference. Welcome back. Yes, I knew you would return. I still have that droid available. This HK-47, it's a good deal. Of course, let me just say that every function I've tested, the unit has been a little uncooperative. They get that way when they go.
Even more uncooperative once we purchase it.
You can leave it alone if you find its mannerisms amusing. It might be a little eccentric, but it's stable. I'm interested. Let's talk price. It's a very solid machine in good shape. I can't let it go for less than 5,000 credits. Could I convince you to lower the price of it? 4,000 credits. Not a credit less. That was quick. Desperate to sell? Ah, no, not really. But the first figure really was a little high. You never know, the occasional person bites right away. Perhaps I can convince you to go lower? Lower? How low are you expecting me to go? These are difficult times. Force persuade. You will lower your price. I deserve it.
A thing to be trifled with. Continue to use it frivolously, and you may find yourself straying down the dark.
Success you are deserving, I know. I will go as low as 3,000 credits. That is a very fair price. 3,000 credits, that seems fair, I'll pay it. And yeah, that doesn't seem too right. As you can see, I only had 4,000 credits, but at the same time, there wasn't a lot of stuff to buy. It's kind of wiping me out. Understand when I speak to the Sand People dialect, of course I don't think it was telling me everything out of order a program to lie. Oh, thank you, most definitely. Oh my god, and you're supposed to just enjoy these dialogue parts. And we would even enjoy the save screen. It's like, oh, it's saving, it's loading, I'm having so much fun. Time to go back out into the sand. The Dune Sea.
Oh, it's you again. I'll just let you pass. The boys in the office may need authorization and triplicate, but not me. Good hunting out there.
Okay, and you see what I did wrong right there? Yeah, you haven't realized it yet. You'll see. I'm walking. Party selection. What the? HK-47 isn't in my party. You have to talk to him after you buy him. Well, at least you noticed right away. Oh yeah, this messes with my mind a little bit that you were playing this thing. And it's almost like you were your character a little bit. You felt like you were getting stronger.
I see you have purchased me, Master. I find this a satisfactory arrangement. My restraining bolt will be deactivated when you take possession of me. Am I to accompany you now? Shall I kill something for you?
Travel with me now.
Statement. I will enter into your service now, Master. I am certain you will make adequate use of my primary functions. My gears are practically quivering with anticipation.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, and I used to like having all these things in my party. And you'd talk to them and learn their backstories and enjoy fighting alongside them. Oh wow. These are like action figures.
Oh, good hunting out there.
Oh my god. It's hurting my brain a little bit. But yeah, this was a really tight game on original Xbox. If you look at games that were out a little bit, like, I mean, how many more years before this game was Final Fantasy VII, or I think Final Fantasy X was out before this game, and, you know, I would say they're about the same. You know, what do you think is better, Final Fantasy X or Knights of the Old Republic? You know, it's anyone's choice. I mean, you probably, like, Knights of the Old Republic has a better sequel for sure. Because no one likes the Final Fantasy X sequel, Final Fantasy X-2. So, you know, like, yeah. And then, you know, at the same time, people didn't really like Knights of the Old Republic 2. Or actually, it was better than the first one, though the first one has a better story, but if you play the first one again, and you tell me it has a better story, yeah, people were obsessed with the story, and boss, which you haven't seen yet, Revan, you know, he really made it into the fans' concept of Star Wars, where he's continued to be used, Revan, and this entire timeline is supposed to be thousands of years before the movies, Yeah, that's kind of weird. People would even say that this story is better than the movies. It's like, what are you even talking about? Yeah, wow, it must have been really easy to please people with video games, you know, but only if they like video games. It's like, yeah, this doesn't look too good. Yeah, and I was sort of stuck outside the Sand People base because I got killed by the turrets. And I thought I already knew what you had to do. You just have to put Sand People clothes on. Oh yeah, this game's my idea of a good time. I enjoyed this game and the sequel enough. Like when you first play the sequel, you just sit down and play the game all the way through. You know, just straight 10 hours of Knights of the Old Republic 2. Already beat the game the first time. I'm starting my second character to play through on the opposite alignment. Just like, wow, what a nut job. Wow, this game, it actually takes a lot to get into. And I just found Sand People clothing, so I was running around in circles to show my excitement. And this game, you know, it's very disappointing at first, and you might not get over your original disappointments because you want the game to actually like aim the gun with a crosshair and shoot it, or push buttons to perform attacks. Whereas the game runs on a Dungeons and Dragons style game system, just like Neverwinter Nights, which the people did first. Yeah, Neverwinter Nights, Knights of BioWare, Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, and then their best game is probably the Mass Effect series, and then they did Dragon Age. And I haven't played Dragon Age yet, and it's less easy for me. I mean, I've rented it before, I think. Not sure if I've ever bought it, but I did end up buying Dragon Age Origins on a computer and just installed it, so I'll be looking into that, but it's never really, never gotten into it like I got into Mass Effect. But at the same time, replaying Mass Effect, I'm just like, oh my god, how was I like immersed in the story? I don't even understand. Yeah, well, it was really good at the time. You also kind of need to be carefree and in a loving environment, and you need to be sitting in a relaxing seat. And then it's difficult to watch yourself do this stuff, and it's difficult to record the whole thing, or at least it is for me, you know, because it's making the game so, you're objectifying the game so much, because you're actually using your imagination a little bit in all these video games, where it's not just like what you see, it's also like what your mind does with it. And then it's just what you see, you know? It's what you see and how popular it was, and did anyone like it with you? And yeah, this was a popular game at the time. And for some reason I only have one Sand People costume, so I'm taking the droids in with me, because they're not supposed to need sand costumes. Alright, we're almost done here. I just walked past the turrets. Alright, so my costume is ineffective at close range. That's what the game is saying.
Interjection. One moment. I believe I understood that, Master. It may not have been his intention, but he did actually communicate something.
Quickly, tell him we are not a threat. Yeah, I'm sort of not trying to play Jedi or Sith at the moment. And, you know, that's sort of your first mistake.
Result. I believe I've succeeded in confusing him, Master. We have shown an interest not common among outsiders.
Apologize for being here. Say we want peace.
Translation.
Yeah, I'm thinking, you know, sand people are people too, and I don't even know what I'm doing here.
He is expressing disbelief.
But in a little bit, I remember, oh, hey, wait a second.
Extrapolation. It would seem that we are at least worthy of curiosity for the moment. I would much rather this get bloody, Master, but it is your call.
And then I'm talking to their chieftain, and that's when I start remembering, oh yeah, the Zerka, they gave me a mission to hunt the sand people and get their gaffy sticks. I'm like, oh yeah, I said I was going to, you know, take care of the problem. Wait a second. Tell him we want a peaceful solution.
Translation. Translation. He claims he has no reason to believe you, Master. Your kind have tainted this land with machines and uncaring, ignorant feet.
Yeah, plus you've been, you know, killing all the sand people outside the base, but they have been the ones attacking first.
Shall I blast him now, Master?
And I'm remembering that. I'm like, alright, this has gone far enough, attack him.
Agreement. That is probably the most efficient course of action. This will be enjoyable.
But then, this doesn't go too well. You know, I don't have any armor on. You can't put armor on in the middle of battle. And I haven't leveled up, the robots yet all the way. You know, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now level up to heal myself. Remember doing that? That's actually pretty weird that it seems like everyone does that. You know, like maybe I shouldn't do that just to see if the game is actually making you do that to heal yourself. So yeah, level up in the middle of combat. That'll heal myself, because I need every extra heal. Oh no. Yeah, this gameplay is really clunky, but you know, you also don't really have complete self-awareness with this game. And you had to just decide to enjoy it for what it was. I mean, there are a few games where you can use health packs from the pause menu. You can do that in a lot of Fallout games and Skyrim, sort of. Oh no, oh well, I'll just attack them at the main gates next time. I know how to get inside there.